Hello, FC Mobile community, and welcome to FC Mobile Live. We are live now on the stream. The game is in downtime in maintenance mode, so hang out with us here for the next little bit as we go through the downtime period. We have the UTOTS event we'll run through, we have the Worlds game, and a bunch of other really fun stuff, including gameplay. So welcome, my name is Antoine. I'm joined here by Timo, gameplay producer, and Fish from the community team. Firstly, just going to throw it over to Timo. How you doing? Fish, how you doing?
Hey everybody, it's always a pleasure to come onto the show. And I have to say, yesterday during the dry run of this show, we realized this is an action-packed show and super excited to share with you all the updates. And I am honored and privileged to share with you all the details about play styles coming to mobile. But for now, I'll be quiet because that comes a little bit later in the show, and I'll pass it over to Fish.
I'm really excited to hear more about playstyles. And when I'm doing really well since our last live stream, I've been talking about how I've been looking for a left back, and I finally got my left back. So, I'm very happy coming into this live stream, and I'm excited to hear more about the World's game later on too.
Well, that's great. Well, you have to tell us who you got as your left back.
Roberto Carlos.
Oh, there you go. Easy. Great choice.
That's a great choice.
Well, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Will be happy.
Absolutely, yeah. Just want to mention in the chat, we always love to check where are you guys tuning in from around the world. So please drop in the chat the flag or just write in where you're watching from. It's a global game, and obviously it's the World's game. So we're going to be going through all of that, but I want to see where you guys are from. And just overall really excited. Some general housekeeping at the top of the show before we jump into UTOTS, playstyles, and the World's game. Is the current downtime is about 4.5 hours, so it just started about half an hour ago. So in about 4 hours' time, the World's game update will be live, so you'll want to go into the App Store or the Play Store to download that update for your phone and make sure that you're ready to jump into FC Mobile. You're not losing your team. There's no reset. There's no update. It's just the UTOTS event is getting updated. The World's Game tournament will be in there, play styles, and a bunch of awesome improvements there. So make sure you come back in about 4 hours' time to update your app. But without further ado, guys, I feel like we want to jump into it. Chat is ready, and we got a lot of fun stuff to show. So I think we got to start it off, guys, with UTOTS. Who are the players? What are the play styles on them? We showed a teaser yesterday, but we've got the banners ready, so let's pop it up on stream.
That's a huge moment. We have play styles on mobile, and here they are, the first players to ever have them, and what a lineup that is.
Look at that. 120 Olise, 120 Mbappe, 120 Bruno Fernandes. And we teased these yesterday. I think it was no surprise to anyone who was following on our socials who the three players we showed, what play styles they had. But the 119, so 119 Kane, Yamal, Pedri, Dembele, Vitinha, CR7, Messi, Haaland, Rice, they have play styles as well, Timo. And I think that's one thing people are asking. It's what is the gold play style here? What is the silver play style? Why should I be excited about this?
That's a great question. Obviously, later in this show, we're going to dive really deep into play styles with more details and videos and all the good stuff. But for now, I can tell you that there's 2 levels of play styles. So level 1 is silver, and level 2 is gold. So the level 2, the golden one, has stronger effects than the silver one.
That's exciting. So you're seeing the 120s here. They have obviously 2 of them. And it's kind of a special group, those 3, compared to the 119s there. So I'm excited to try these out on stream. We're actually going to, I think Tack and I are going to play a friendly match where we'll showcase the new quick match feature. But the idea is to test these out, show them in gameplay so you guys can take a look. But we do also have a second banner here for UTOTS, which we'll pull up. There are more Ultimate Team of the Season players coming in, so we'll show off the 119s and 118s in this next banner here. And as you can see, there's Modric, DeMarco, Nico Paz, and then a bunch of 118s here. So I'm curious, Fish, who stands out for you after seeing these two banners in terms of UTOTS players? Anybody you have your eyes on?
Well, of course, I've got the eyes on the players that are in my squad right now, which is going to be Harry Kane as well as Messi. So as soon as this update is done, the first thing I'm going to look to try and do is get them upgraded as soon as possible. Make sure that I can get their playstyles in my squad. And then probably going to have to pick up some of these other players to fill out the rest of my squad afterwards too.
I'd love to know
How
in
about
chat
that
after
DeMarco
seeing these
left
two
back?
banners, though. Ooh, the whipped cross.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Fish just upgraded his Roberto Carlos, and now here we have the 119 DeMarco with whip cross. No regrets, I hope, Fish.
No regrets. But now I'm actually looking for a right back, so I'm going to have to go back to that graphic later and figure out if any one of them has a nice right back. There is a couple, actually, so I'm going to have to now swap out my right back for UTOTS player instead.
Yeah, look at Lorente. He has the playstyle that gives you faster acceleration without the ball, so he can chase down the players, the fast dribblers. So he's a really good pickup, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting testing these guys out, going into more detail on the play styles. I want to know in chat, who out of these UTOTS players are you most excited about? Having seen all of them, having seen the play styles attached to them, drop in chat who you want to go for. And while we get those answers, I'm pulling up the gameplay feed right here so we can show you guys how the UTOTS chapter works, how you can upgrade with the exchanges. So we're going to pull that up on screen here so you can make sure you're all prepped for Ultimate Team of the Season when it launches in about 4 hours' time. So I'm just getting this ready. We should have it good to pull up on screen. But I'm seeing, what are we seeing in chat? I'm seeing a lot of Modric, obviously seeing a good amount of the stars, Dembele, Mbappe. Those guys will be scary to face off against in head-to-head.
And we'll dive into those player details very soon so we can kind of analyze their attributes, their play styles. I think that's going to be very exciting to see. And by the way, Modric, hey, like, he's such an icon, future icon for sure. What a player at his age, still performing at that level is amazing to see.
So we have this one up here, which is also one thing we'll mention, is playstyles will also be added to the box players. So you can see the 5 box players here, Toure, Chabamkan, Blanc, Eto'o, and Zanetti. So we'll just show up the game feed real quick, but just a quick one. If you do have these box players, they are also having playstyles added to them. So just a heads up, some of these guys will be scary. I think that Eto'o, is that Rapid? Level 2 Rapid
Yes.
on him? Oh boy.
So let me just quickly explain. So Eto'o has Rapid level 2, so he will be faster when dribbling with the ball. And he's got Clinical Finisher, which improves his regular shooting from close to mid-range. So, you know, once he gets into the box, he will have very fast and accurate shots. I think he looks pretty scary. However, Long also looks great because he's got Anticipate, which is the stand tackle playstyle, and also Precision Header. So, defensive powerhouse, I would say.
Yeah, these guys are scary. I can't imagine trying to defend an Eto'o coming at you with... I don't even want to see what his pace is going to be, 200 with the Rapid. That's going to be scary. But let's get the gameplay feed up here on stream, and then we can show everybody in depth what Team of the Season looks like. Here we go. Let's jump into Ultimate Team of the Season. So, here's the chapter. Very simple to start. You're going to be claiming your UTOTS ticket, and then you're also going to be playing a skill game for a second ticket. There's some other ways here to get tickets, but essentially you're going to come in and choose between a PvE match, verse attack, or head-to-head, and those will earn you points that will place you on this leaderboard. So based on how you perform in those matches, you can earn some gems, some rank up tokens, rank up points, and then vouchers and some other rewards. And as you win matches, there are some more rewards here, including some vanity items. I love the shoes. Obviously, the ball's nice. And then win 10 UTOTS matches, you have that kit. But I think for me, and we were talking about this before the show, that the shoes here, the boots look really nice. I might just equip these on some players.
It's important to me. I love chasing kind of these vanity items in the game and then equipping them in locker room. Definitely gonna go for those. They look great.
And let's check out the UTOTS upgrade chapter here. So we'll go into the exchanges, but you can see both lineups. The famous 3-3-4 formation, which is all attack, and some of the extra UTOTS players here. So this is just to come see them all in one place, and we will just check out how you get them. So you actually will get them from the exchange here. So let's use Mbappe as an example. We'll take a look at his requirements. To get this 120 red rank, so he's up to 124 with the red rank, you need a 120 OVR TOTS Mbappe with rank up level 4 and above, so red or gold. And then within that, there are other requirements. So we can look at some of these for Mbappe's 4 117s, 4 116s, 5 115s. And then the same would be for all of these UTOTS players. So Ronaldo uses 119, but make sure he's ranked up. And then you can see different requirements. Holland, same thing. Olise, same thing. And we can go all the way through for these requirements. We're not going to check out all of them because that's 20 plus players, but you can see a lot of these UTOTS players are in here. So if you want to go for one of them, you would use the TOTS item. Let's look at Bruno Fernandes here. Yeah, his 120, and then 4 117s, 4 116s. So what do we think, chat? Just right away, dub or L in terms of the way you're earning these UTOTS players? And then the other way as well to get a UTOTS players is if you've been doing in the main chapter here, the formula milestone, as you've gone through, at the end, there is a choice of a 117 UTOTS between Sane, Marco Asensio, and Vuskovic. All three of them with a playstyle on it already. And then the other way as well is going to be in terms of drafts. So there is going to be a UTOTS 1 draft and a UTOTS 2 draft. And these are going to be using deluxe draft vouchers. So I'm thinking we go into UTOTS draft 1 and we'll do just a 10 voucher claim. Let's see, who do we get? So just to give you a look here in terms of Pool A, Pool B. And then there's also going to be an icon draft in here too. But I think for a lot of people it's going to be the exchanges here for UTOTS. And then getting that 117.
Yeah, I've changed my mind already, Menton. The first thing I'm doing is not going to upgrade my players and getting that 117 first to play up one of their play styles, and then try and upgrade one of my existing players instead. I think the last thing I'll do is grab that right back.
Which right back was it?
I don't know.
Maybe?
I haven't done the research yet. Probably.
Okay.
That sounds that stands out. That stands out as the one to look towards, but I'd have to go through and see all the other players first. I'm not set on anyone just yet.
I would almost recommend it. I think if you go into head-to-head matches and you face up against the UTOTS Mbappes and Etos, you might need that accelerator right back just to keep up.
I'm already struggling
those guys
against
are gonna be
the
scary.
120s in the wing already.
But
Antoine,
a
who
lot
are you
of
looking
options
at?
here
Like, who
for
are you?
UTOTS.
Antoine, who are you looking at?
I know it's
getting
cliche.
potentially? Is there someone you have eyes on?
Like,
Yeah.
I use the 120, not 120. I use the Utah Mbappe already, and he's obviously crazy. And so I feel like if I'm gonna go for someone here, I'm just gonna go for the Utah Mbappe. I kind of feel like I'd have him even playing a striker. And I feel like that's a great way to lead into the player stats for these guys.
Wow, look at this. What a card. Yeah. And I agree with you, Antoine. I think he stands out as one of the best players, I think, in the event. And he's got rapid level 2. And as you can see here in the description, basically this means when you accelerate while dribbling, it's faster. So we know that in the game sometimes when you start to get going from a jog dribble into a sprint dribble, it feels a bit slower perhaps, and that's intentional. But this play style, rapid, will accelerate that rate and make it more effective. And then he's also got finesse, right? Finesse expert, which allows you to curl the ball more with higher accuracy when you perform a finesse shot. So I think he's going to be pretty meta. We made sure to balance these things, but I think it's going to be very exciting to see player reviews on this card in particular and just see how people enjoy him. I think he's going to really stand out. And I'm also trying to go for him for sure.
Agreed. And I think one thing just to touch on with Mbappe is we wanted to showcase the skill points. And that's something that's new for these Utah's players. So he's already pre-ranked. I pre-ranked him here to gold, but wanted to show something new with the skill points. So once you choose the first skill point, which is locked in here for inverted winger on him, you now can use your next 3 skill points across 5 categories. So you could do it on scoring, dribbling, and I think physical. Those are the ones we picked. And then you can see the stat upgrades here. So it's different than previous ones.
So I think this is amazing, and it gives you guys a lot of choice when you build your players, and you can maybe, reset that and try different things. For example, certain players have secondary position, especially like CMs, CDMs, center attacking midfielders. They're quite versatile. So you might have someone like Declan Rice, for example, right? Someone like him. You might want to make sure that he is more physical, and then you change it to maybe focus more on passing. So we give you the choice. And all the player A pool players will have these new skill points, giving you just more choice on how you build your players.
I really like that because I use a lot of my players in their secondary position. So having that flexibility to change the stats based on how I am going to be using them, or change it based on how I'm swapping their positions out, that's phenomenal. I really like that change.
Glad to hear. And we've been working with the team to address that because sometimes maybe some skill points felt a bit restrictive, perhaps, in the way you want to build your team or how that player fits into your lineup and your playing style. And I'm also thinking about positions like left or right midfielders that tend to be sometimes a bit more defensive or more attacking depending on formation. And so you could potentially then change these skill points to, again, fit your playing style and your formation. So something new we're trying
100%.
here, and see how you guys like it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. There's a bit more customization. I think hopefully we can feel a bit more of the attributes based on which ones you pick. But let's get through some of the 120 OVR players here for the stats and the play styles. Starting here with Bruno Fernandes at CM. He's got tiki-taka on him.
Yes, so I want to, before I go into tiki-taka, I also want to mention one important gameplay change that is coming with this update is that by default, ground passes are a little bit faster because we felt like in the current live game, there sometimes can be a little bit slow and you're waiting for the ball. But the tiki-taka playstyle takes it to another level, pushing that passing speed and accuracy. So he can ping passes with just regular passes. That's, anytime you use the regular pass button with high accuracy and speed. So I think he can thread the needle, make that decisive pass to your maybe Mbappe to finish. And he's also got, if you go back to place, I think he's got relentless, if I'm not mistaken, if you could go to the play styles. Yeah, So Relentless is basically
Does, yeah.
a stamina booster. So he can go for a long time. And also, as it says here in the description, it reduces the fatigue loss during gameplay. And it also has a stronger or higher stamina recovery during halftime. So he can go up and down the pitch, be that playmaker, make the passes without him to be needed subbed off. So it's going to be very strong. And if you maybe look at attributes really quick, one thing we made sure, if we go into the attribute section, we wanted to make sure that the attributes match the play style and vice versa. So if you look at his like passing stats, short passing, I think is 160. If you scroll up, yeah, there you go, 160. Long passing, 158. Vision, 160. All very important passing stats. So he's going to be very good. And stamina, 5 stars. So he's going to be very a key point of the attack.
And his work rate's here high as well. I think that plays into Relentless, being able to be all over the pitch.
Exactly. So we try to
take a look
really
at Michael Olise.
Yeah, I just wanted to say we really try to craft these players with more detail than ever before, whether that's their play styles, their attributes, their skill points, all these kind of things. We want to make sure they feel impactful, noticeable, and just enjoyable at the end of the day. And Olise here, he's got, is it Trickster and Finesse. So I think Olise is kind of known. He's fast, but I think he's a good dribbler. He's really good ball control. He has the skill moves. And so he's got the level 1 Trickster. And Trickster essentially, as you can imagine, focuses on skill moves. And it means they can have faster skill moves and keep the ball close when doing so. And I think also recently, Olise has scored some incredible finesse shots. I'm not sure if you guys have seen those highlights, but he cuts in, from the right wing and takes an amazing finesse shot. And I think this play style will hopefully replicate that and do him justice. And he's got 5'5", weak foot, so also a very scary card.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to use. Some good dribbling down the right wing. Let's see, let's take a look at Modric, because he had an interesting play style here. Bullet pass.
That's right. So bullet pass focuses on the driven ground pass. And the great thing about it is it's 2 things. The obvious effect that you would expect, which is faster and more accurate driven ground pass, but also it reduces the ball control difficulty for the receiver. So if you ping that ball with such a speed, maybe in the past that ball would bounce off the player when he tries to control it, but now the teammate can control it easier. It's part of the play style effect.
And then let's take a look here at Nico Paz, he's got Finesse Expert. We took a look at that. It would be DeMarco here, who has Whipped Cross. He had a record-breaking season in Serie A. Most assists in a Serie A season, a lot of them coming from crosses. So I think this playstyle matches up really well.
That's exactly the thinking behind it. We want to reflect the real world abilities and strengths of those players. And with cross, I know a lot of people in the chat might say, oh my God, cross spam is back. We made sure to try to not introduce that. Of course, crosses will be more accurate, but we do believe that crossing is a way to score. It's football, and we want to diversify the attacking style and play. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the show. But whip cross essentially improves the accuracy of your crosses, and because it's level 2, it also extends to the ground cross and corner kick. So even corner kick accuracy is improved. Yeah. It's slightly for level 1, and then even more so on level 2.
That even makes sense to start looking at players to pick up for your squad based on the play styles for even things like set pieces, making sure you have someone with whip cross to take those corners as well for that added boost. So now I'm starting to think that that's what I need to look for in my right back. I'm not getting rid of Roberto Carlos, so the right back's where I'm going to look for that whip cross instead.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then you also want to maybe have someone with headers. It kind of creates a new, different team.
Of course.
But again, I'm getting ahead of myself.
So let's take a look at Declan Rice here, who's going to be playing in an important final coming up. Anticipate. So this is higher stand tackle and success rate.
Yeah, so for me, this is one of the most important and exciting play styles because it creates a lot of stability in gameplay. So I think everyone who plays our game competitively in some way, you know the situation when you tackle, you do everything right, you get your plane into position, and you do a great tackle, and then the ball just gets kicked far away, and you don't get the ball, you don't retrieve it, right? And so anticipate what it does, it reduces the kick distance of a tackle, and sometimes even can force the opponent to stumble or even fall. So faster tackles, more accurate tackles, and allowing you to keep the possession after the tackle. So this will create stability and reward good defending in the game. So I think he's going to be great, especially like as a CDM, which is such a critical position in head-to-head.
Holland with Bruiser.
Yeah, so again, we're trying to replicate the authenticity and the character of all of these amazing players. And I think we can all agree that Haaland is a physical guy. Like if he gets into a jostle, right, he muscles next to like a defender, he can kind of shake him off. And Bruiser actually has two effects. It makes you stronger in physical battles, like side-by-side battling, not only when you're attacking as a dribbler, but also as a defender to kind of push the player off the ball. So I think, you know, if you get into the box or you're dribbling towards the box with Haaland and, you know, defender's trying to come in and try to tackle you, he can kind of almost like, you know, shrug them off and like push you through. And we're going to show some videos later. And I think, again, this will really highlight his abilities. And if you go to attributes, he also has very good shooting stats. So he'll be physical and then also has great like shooting attributes, finishing 155, shot power 156, very strong. And I think if you look at heading accuracy, which is under, where is that? Defending perhaps, yeah, 142, also pretty decent, yeah. And his sprint speed is actually quite good too. If you look at his speed, like
150
for his size, he's that is very good, and he's a great player. So he'll be fast, he'll be strong, and great finishing.
So we'll take a look here at Messi, who has finesse expert. We went through that one already, but overall great stats. I use his team of the season item and very smooth on the ball. And I think this play style.
I mean, he's also a smaller player. Smaller players will always be a little bit more nimble in terms of their dribbling animation. That's as designed and intended to give, you know, smaller players some sort of like characteristic in our game, whereas tall players like Haaland have the advantage when it comes to physicality and aerial battles. And look at this, there's something interesting. He's got a new celebration, all ears. Check it out when you get him. It's a new celebration we added for him to stay authentic and just give him something else, just a little thing I wanted to mention here. And if you look at his attributes, he's got obviously the finesse expert, so his curve attribute is going to be very high. So he's got 151, and then acceleration 155, dribbling 155, agility and ball control, which are quite essential for skill moves, also very high. So, yeah, I think, again, he's going to be a meta card no matter what.
Yeah, going to be very fun to use. And then let's take a look at
Speaking
Ronaldo
of meta,
CR7
yeah,
power shot.
So, intentionally, he is the only player in the reveal of playstyles who has the power shot playstyle. And I think, again, if you think of Ronaldo, you think of power, right? And crazy goals from long distance. And power shot does exactly what you think it does. It has faster shot speed, higher accuracy, and more importantly, something very interesting, faster animation speed. So as you guys know, when you line up a power shot in the game, the animation is longer than a regular shot, but the playstyle reduces that animation length, and so you can get them off quicker too. And I think if you look at his attributes, he's going to have very high shot power, finishing, and long shot. There you go, 157.
157 shot power.
Yeah. And with the play style, I think it's going to be fun. I look forward to like seeing videos online of like, crazy long shots. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see. I'm looking forward to some of the highlights. So we'll go through a couple more here. Vitinha also with bullet pass, great passing and dribbling. And his teammate Dembele with trickster, which is skill moves at increased speed. I think we touched on this one for Olise. Dembele,
Yep.
though, with level 2
I do want to say one thing.
of this playstyle.
Yeah, I do want to say one very important thing here, and I might touch upon it later as well, but we made some balancing changes to skill moves. So the famous step over and exit, as well as the elastico, which is actually what he has equipped, for regular players without a playstyle, have been adjusted to not be as say, explosive. They will still be fast, but in the live game, you kind of get that warp, that speed burst. And we wanted to make sure that, attributes and play styles and player items themselves have more impact on that. And so with the play style, you can still have very fast skill moves, but they're focused more on the animation speed rather than giving you a speed burst. But make no mistake, when you have Dembele with Trickster level 2, he's going to be incredible.
Oh yeah, I think he'll be a fun one to use regardless. And then Pedri with Tiki Taka, which is going to be faster ground passes, which is very on theme for Pedri, and he's obviously got great passing stats.
And one thing, if you look at the description of the play style, it also affects the dink pass. So if you double tap your pass button and first time passes, so any kind of ground pass essentially will be faster and more accurate. So, as a Barcelona player, Tiki Taka makes sense.
And his teammate here, Lamine Yamal, with some obviously great stats and attributes on him. He has rapid, so you're going to notice he's going to explode when he has the ball. Really good dribbling, sprint dribbling, knock-ons.
Could you go back to the attributes overview? And I want you to take a look at only the left column. Pace and dribbling. Everything is in the 150s. Look at that. And he's got rapid. I think he is going to be scary. I think he's going to be meta. Look at these stats. Everything is 155 or above. Plus the playstyle. So I think he's going to be fast. He's going to be agile. He's going to be fun to use. And he's also still got decent, passing and shooting stats.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, chat, out of all the wingers we've looked at so far, who stands out for you from these UTOTs? Is it Messi at right wing? Is it Yamal, Mbappe, Olise? Who are you looking at as your potential wingers here? And then to round out the 119s, Harry Kane, the man with 60-plus goals this season across all competitions. Great shooting. And an obvious one here, Timo, clinical finisher. I think this is perfect for Harry Kane.
I love this one. And guys, once we had the transition to FC, we introduced our new shooting system, right? And with that, I think regular shooting, so if you just do a regular shot, not finesse or power, the regular shots felt a bit slow, maybe not as viable. And so clinical finisher addresses that. So if you have this play style as Harry Kane, especially level 2, it means your regular shots are faster, more accurate, and generally a little bit lower in their trajectory. So you can go into the box. So it's focusing on short to mid-range, mostly like inside the box, just outside the box. It's kind of the range. And if you just take a regular shot, it's going to feel incredible. And you don't have to rely on just a finesse shot. So it is going to be great. And of course, this also affects first-time shots. So if you get, especially versus attack, I know you guys often do a lot of first-time shots, which had a lot of elevation error, a lot more accuracy and power now. I think it's going to be very fun to use, and I think it fits Harry Kane.
Well, I have Harry Kane in my squad, so that's going to take some time to get used to. I am a finesse shot spammer, so I'm going to have to get used to using the regular shot again.
That's good, though. And I'll talk about it more later in the show, but that's exactly what we want to do with play styles. We want to diversify how you play, the different build-up styles, and the way you score.
So just looking here at the 117s from the main chapter, it was Asensio, Sane, and Vuskovic. So make sure you do complete those so you get your choice of those 117s. We're going to take a slight pause here from the player stats, and we're going to go into the store to look at how you can get the deluxe draft vouchers. So these are the ones you're going to be using on drafts to go after Utah's players, or to get extra players you don't want to then swap out for those exchanges, if you're going for those Utah's exchanges. So let's take a look as well at the other ones here. There are some other ways to get Utah's vouchers, deluxe vouchers. And then the other one as well wanted to mention is this was based on a lot of community feedback. So team of the season tag exchanges to tickets. So essentially you can use your extra TOTS tags, get these tickets, and then exchange them for whichever league or OVR you're looking for. This can kind of help you get some extra players from that main chapter. This was based on a lot of feedback that came through, so definitely use this if you have too many of a certain tag. I've heard a lot of people having surplus, so this will be a nice dub. League exchanges.
And I think it will really help getting players
update.
for your Utah's exchange.
Exactly. That'll be very helpful. And one thing to note, the League Exchange, it's not updated this week, and the same with Star Pass. So this is still the continuation of Team of the Season. Like, we still have one more week to go, and then after that is going to be the World's Game live event. So the same thing goes for Division Rivals. There's still a week left of Division Rivals. So we want to make sure that is clear for everybody. It's pretty much Utah's week. So I'm just going to check if there's other things we may want to get into later in the show. We were going to check out the tournament mode in a bit. And we were also going to check out the Brazil Nation story. We're going to check out Quick Match. So you're going to check that out. We even have some challenge modes to go through. But to kind of keep us on theme with playstyles, Timo was going to walk us through a little bit more in-depth on some of these gameplay videos when it comes to the playstyles effects. I know we saw these Utah's players, we saw the playstyles icons, but Timo's prepared some really awesome material to kind of show you this is the difference in gameplay. So we'll do that for a little bit, and then we'll come back and look through the tournament mode. You're going to want to stick around for this, because this will be really fun. So we'll bring it over to playstyles. We have some videos, so we'll pull that up for a little bit. It's a little bit of a deep dive here with Timo. So Timo, take it away. Walk us through playstyles.
Thank you, Antoine. And I am beyond excited and delighted to share this with you guys, because we have been working on this for quite some time. And I think playstyles will fundamentally change the gameplay. And trust me, that's a good thing. I believe since the transition to FC, our gameplay has been changed at the time, and over the last 2-3 years, we have been stabilizing the gameplay. Now, I know it's not perfect, there's still some issues, and we will address those over time, but we felt like at this point, it's time to bring change to the gameplay, diversify the gameplay, and let you play in a different way, and Playstyles allows us to do that. And so there's many reasons why we wanted to bring this now. And so firstly, we wanted to change the gameplay meta. I think we can all agree that the current meta in gameplay is get a pacey winger, do a skill move, step over, exit, elastico, name it, go down the wing, cut inside, and do the finesse. And while that's all fun, it also is quite one-dimensional. So we want to change and diversify the gameplay. We want to encourage you to have different team building and strategies. And so playstyles not only give you that diversification within gameplay itself, but it will also, I think, take gameplay literally to the next level, as playstyles essentially amplify gameplay effects. So here they all are at a glance. So we have 18 playstyles we're launching with, and I can tell you we plan to add more playstyles over time. So stay tuned for updates in the future. We continue to invest in this feature. And I also want to take a moment here that's very important to me. Playstyles has been in the works for a long time, and a great big thank you to our community. We had offsite focus group tests. We had online focus group tests. We had the limited beta. We had Discord conversations. We had so much feedback from around the globe, by the way, from different parts of the community. And you all have been shaping this and helped us tune it and finalize kind of the quality of playstyle. So I feel like this is a really community-driven feature, and I want to extend my gratitude for everyone who gave us feedback along that journey. And so playstyles, essentially, maybe I can quickly describe what it is for people that don't know. I mean, you've seen it on console or a big brother, but essentially they are special abilities that enhance and amplify the effect of something like shooting or passing. And they focus usually on user-controlled actions. So a finesse shot, right? Or if you press sprint, so you can literally feel that effect of the playstyle. And yeah, it will literally push gameplay to a new level. Like we will reach shot speeds and acceleration speed that was not before possible. So this is the next level of gameplay. So let's maybe dive into all of these playstyles. I try to go through them as quickly as I can in the interest of time, but maybe let's go to the next slide.
Let's do it. Let's jump in.
And before I go into this, one more very important thing I want to mention, and that maybe some people have concerns about. Playstyles, and we'll repeat this, playstyles are fueled by attributes. Okay, so playstyle is not some super ability that any player has and suddenly he becomes, the Ronaldo or Messi. They are really driven and fueled by attributes. So playstyles equipped to a player with high attributes will always perform better than lower attributes. So I want to make this very clear, and it's important to us in terms of attribute impact, player value, and making sure we have also a balance in gameplay. Right, so let's jump into all of these playstyles. The first one is rapid. We spoke about it before. Essentially, you get faster acceleration when sprinting with the ball. So that's very important. So your first steps when you sprint dribble from jog to sprint will be more explosive. And what's very important to mention here, better knock-ons. I think the knock-on is one of the most underutilized features or controls in our game. But now with rapid, the knock-on will see great acceleration. So when you have a breakaway, a counterattack with your Mbappes or your Lamine Yamals, use a knock-on, I think, is going to do really well. We also have a video for you guys to kind of show you the difference in acceleration. So if we could queue up that video to show you. So on the left side is kind of the current acceleration. So it's hard to break away from the defender. But with the playstyle, you can see the clear kind of initial acceleration burst that you get. And I think this is how we want to have faster acceleration when dribbling, not through a specific skill move. Pretty straightforward, I think. We can maybe go to the next playstyle. The next one is Trickster. Talked about it before. I mentioned previously that we also balanced a lot of the skill moves in terms of their effectiveness, like step over exit and elastico. Again, don't worry, they will still feel good and quick, but it will be less about getting a speed burst ahead, and it's more about the actual efficiency and effectiveness of the skill move itself, meaning faster animation, so how fast the player is moving the ball side to side or something, and of course the control to keep it close. So I think Dembele, who has this one at level 2, he's going to feel incredibly amazing and still perform similarly to what you're used to on the live game. We can maybe go to the next one. Tiki-taka, again, I think we spoke about this one quite a bit. It focuses on faster ground passing, and you will really feel this one. Trust me, guys. I think everyone's used to kind of the passing speed that we have in the game. Once you have tiki-taka, it will feel incredible, like really fast. You can ping a pass, and it helps you with build-up play and to get the ball up faster up the pitch. And especially with that Bruno Fernandes, I think, wow, or Pedri, right? They're going to make some amazing passes. Let's look in next playstyle, please. Bullet pass. That's for Modric. I think he has that. And yeah, I talked about it before. The very important thing is that, again, it reduces the ball control error or difficulty for the receiver. I think that is actually very important. And overall, like the bullet pass is, or the driven ground pass, I guess, is used for long range passing. So the tiki-taka will be great for short to mid-range passing, but it will fall off a little bit when you do long distance ground passing. So when you want to switch sides or get the ball up down the field quickly, use the bullet pass. It's going to feel amazing. Next slide, please. Whip cross, yeah, it has a faster and more accurate trajectory. We're going to show a video in just a second here to make crosses a bit more viable, but not for everyone, but only for players who have that play style, because we didn't want to reintroduce the cross spam. And level 2 will also improve the ground cross. And as I said before, corner kick. So we did a lot of testing on this and a lot of kind of user testing and feedback on this as well. So we do not want to introduce cross spam, but again, crossing is part of football. It's part of the game. And we just want to do it in a way that it feels realistic, natural, and fair. And so you still need to set your play up in a good position to make that cross. And of course, we will monitor the feedback and adjust if necessary, but we want to open up the game in different ways. So let's look at a video in the next slide. So on the left side is your regular cross as in the live game. It's a bit floaty, I would say. It has a lot of airtime, which allows the defender to adjust. But with the play style, the trajectory is a lot lower, faster, more driven, allowing you to attack the ball. So high accuracy, lower driven trajectory. Next slide, please. Ooh, finesse expert, that's a big one. And we have a lot of changes in shooting system itself because we felt like, we wanted to diversify shooting system, and also we need to balance it in terms of use of skill. So finesse expert, as the name suggests, gives you better curling ability, so you can curve your shots more, and it has higher accuracy. And we'll see a video here in a second to really illustrate that, but you can create some really cool curved trajectories with high accuracy. That's the gist of the play style, so maybe we can look at the video to kind of demonstrate this to you. But the important thing to note here is that with the play style, you can curl more than before. You can see on the right side here, that's a lot of curl. That looks amazing. You can see the ball spinning. Looks incredible. But more importantly, for regular players, especially with lower attributes, you will not be able to curl as much as before. The reason we did this is we felt that finesse shot was too overpowered in the game, and it kind of bypassed a lot of user skill, attribute effect, and so forth. And so it was like, hey, set yourself up at the top of the box, finesse it, score. And we want to introduce a bit more skill here and retain attribute impact. Maybe you can go to the next slide, please. Power shot. That's very exciting. I mentioned it earlier in the show, but to me, the most important change here is the faster animation speed. So at level 2, it will not only increase accuracy, not only increase shot speed, not only will it lower your trajectory a little bit, but it has a faster animation. I can't talk about the exact details and numbers, but essentially, a power shot will be almost 3 times as long as a regular shot in terms of the animation speed. And so the playstyle reduces that time. So you can get the power shot off quicker. It's going to feel really amazing. And I look forward to the Cristiano Ronaldo goals. So let's look at some video examples to better illustrate this. So here's the accuracy. So on the left side is without the playstyle. So you still get a good power shot, but it's a bit more towards the center. The keeper can save it. With the playstyle, you now hit it top corner with high accuracy. Beautiful. And I think this video doesn't illustrate it well enough, which is the increased animation speed, a faster animation speed, but you will feel it when you play the game, how quickly you can get off the power shot compared to without the playstyle. Next slide, please. And here's the trajectory, something very important. So, if you have higher power with a power shot, shooting from further distance, you sometimes shoot it over the net. It has a bit of a floaty trajectory. And we also made some changes to that, which I will explain in the next slide. But essentially, with the play style, by default, your trajectory will have a more dipping, almost top spin, kind of coming down a bit. And you can see this here on the right side here in the slow motion, especially with the debug line enabled, it's a beautiful driven trajectory that kind of dips at the last moment, and it was going to feel really amazing. Next slide, please. So this is not related necessarily to playstyles, but a general update. And I saw a lot of content creators call this out and struggle with this in our limited beta, but this is literally as designed. So in the current live game, if you do a full power shot, so if you keep your attention on the, let's look at the left screen here, right? If you look at the bottom left, you see that little power bar, that green bar that charges up. And if you do full power, so that means red, with a finesse shot or power shot in the live game, you often get a perfect shot. In comparison, if you take a regular shot with red power, it goes over the net. And we felt, well, there needs to be some kind of user skill in our game. You cannot just power up maximum power and have no penalty on this. So now, if you have full power shots for finesse or power shots, there's a higher chance of you shooting the ball over the net, which now encourages you to better manage your power, which creates more user skill. And of course, the play style can, in some extent, negate those effects or minimize those effects. But still, generally speaking, we do not encourage you to go full power, and you need to be a bit more finesse with your finesse. Next slide, please.
So I just want to ask about this one, Timo, and
yeah.
I guess the chat as well. So I guess in verse attack, you're saying full shot power with a finesse here will not work as consistently as before. That's a big change.
That's correct.
Right? Because you watch a lot of verse attack players, and I guess I'm going to ask chat, like, who in chat here goes full power on their finesses in verse attack? I mean, I personally do. I think it's less thinking, less adjusting. So would love to know in chat here that we're gonna have to update a little bit. We're gonna have to get used to a little bit more right before, right? Would you say 75% power on those verse attack finesse shots?
Definitely, yeah. And we understand these changes aren't easy because we made the game this way initially. You're used to this. It's muscle memory at this point. But we want to create a bit more skill gap, a bit more detail in how you play the game, and also have more attribute impact. You know, it's the situations when you go up against an opponent who has a significantly lower rated player than you, and he does a finesse shot from outside the box and scores it perfectly into the corner. And you're like, well, that's fun, but it doesn't seem to be really balanced in the greater scheme of gameplay. And head-to-head is competitive, and we need to make sure that's balanced. So it's going to take some time getting used to. I can understand some maybe initial concerns or frustrations, but you will get used to it, and that power management, both on your button input and your swipe, will be more impactful now.
That's good to know. So one thing, just we're going to do a little bit of a quick change up here, because I'm noticing in chat a lot of people asking about the tournament mode, and I know we don't want to keep people hanging for that. So we're going to hop into gameplay, if that's okay, everyone. Show off the tournament mode, then we're going to come back out and wrap up the second half of Playstyles, just so that we can kind of give the chat a little bit what they're asking for here with tournament mode. And just want to say to you guys that we're reading the chat. We read the comments. We're reading in the community. Saw some really good feedback around Playstyles coming in. Really excited to get into that second half. And at the same time, be able to play some quick matches and have Timo and Fish commentate, because I feel like that's the real highlight, to see how that goes. All right, let's get into the World Game Tournament. You're going to jump in here, and 40-plus national teams you can choose from. This is really exciting, chat. Like, just going to zip through all of them. So many teams to pick from. And it's going to be
something special, though, you should mention.
Heroes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe Fish can speak about this a bit more, because this is a community-driven request. That it's kind of not just your regular current national team, but it's basically the all-star team, the best possible national team.
That's right. For the World's Game, you'd be able to play as either the current national squad, and there's also potential for some of the teams to play as historic players as well. So when you are building your lineup, make sure to go through those reserve players in the squad so you can build it based on what your fantasy to play as for that team looks like in the tournament.
That's really exciting. And we also see some, I guess, new faces, some new countries that we maybe haven't seen as much on the world stage. So I think there's one where I saw a lot of comments dropping when we showed this. This will be some fun tournament modes to play with some of these teams. Drop in chat out of all these countries and nations we showed, which one you want to pick. And based on that, we're going to showcase the World's Game Tournament here. And as you can see, all the countries by continent.
I mean, you were showcasing Indonesia. That's the team that I'm going to be picking right off the bat to play during this tournament for the World's Game. There'll be more about our collaboration with the Indonesian national team coming out later today, but I'm excited to see them in FC Mobile and have the ability to play as them in the tournament mode.
100%. It's going to be really exciting. Seeing a lot of flags there in chat. Seeing some Portuguese flags, Uzbekistan, Brazil, Spain. I feel like for the sake of icons and of the live players, Brazil is a good example to show. So we're going to pick them, chat. Once the update goes live in about 2.5 hours, you'll be able to come in and play the full tournament. But you can choose between all the different difficulty levels. So we're going to go just Legendary. And then from there, you're going to be playing the round of 16 onwards. So you can also shuffle the teams in there. So let's say I want to go in and say, yep, I want to play against... who are we going to play first round? We'll do England. And then from there, you can just autofill the rest, confirm, and then you have your World's Game round of 16 bracket. So then we'll open this up. And it gives us a little look at the Brazil lineup here. And then we can go set up our team. All of these the World's Game items are red ranked with 25 training levels. And if you go to the reserves, this is where the fun starts. Look at that. Look at all these icons and heroes. And you can actually put them into the team. I feel like we're going to put in a few of these legends. So this will be fun. And I think like you guys mentioned, there's some of these national teams will have some stacked squads with heroes and icons.
We need Tuck to tell us, is it R9 or Pele up front? That's the real question. And maybe the chat can decide. Both. That's the answer. Both. Why not both? There's so many icons here, you could almost replace the whole starting 11.
I know, right? It's going to be an exciting team to play with. Actually, you know what? I feel like for the sake of this, we're going to run a 4-3-3 just to get everyone in the squad. 4-3-3 attacking.
Wow.
Get Garincha in there. This is just a stacked squad. And there's also a new icon here, Rivellino. Just heads up for him.
It's a very detailed, star head for him as well. Looks great. The player model looks fantastic.
Yeah, that mustache. All right, so let's.
And
just
it's
jump
also
into a quick
really
game
exciting.
Here. I'm not going to play the whole thing.
We built a brand new stadium. I'd like to highlight this as well. You kind of see it here in the loading screen, but we built a custom new FC Mobile stadium, especially for this tournament. And it's almost like an esports arena. You see here, it has a brand new intro sequence, lots of detail, kind of giving you a new vibe. It has lots of effects as well. We're going to see that during the gameplay, and just looks incredible.
It's really cool seeing that mixture.
All the new
of
kits.
Icon, Hero, live players in the new kits as well. And we're off. So if you
You
guys
see the
remember
stadium dressing, you
previous
got all the
tournament
flags.
modes- Well, that's lovely, yeah.
Sorry, what difficulty did you choose, Antoine?
I
Are you
did pick
challenging
Legendary.
yourself? You did? Okay.
It is, yeah, I took Legendary,
Oh.
which is no walk in the park. So
Okay.
if chat wants to make fun of me for losing against the AI, this is the right place to do it.
See, you say that you picked Legendary, but this looks like it's on easy mode for you at the moment, because when I play in Legendary... Okay, now it's starting to happen. This is what happens. Now.
Yeah.
Legendary mode.
Spoke too soon.
I still struggle against... What's the difficulty just below Legendary with the AI? That is where I still struggle.
World class?
At the moment, but Antwat's just making this... Yeah, world class. Antwat's just making this look easy at the moment on Legendary mode. So far, no attacks on the other side just yet. It's one back the ball. It's going to pass it through to
I mean,
the
when you have
front.
the Brazil team like this...
Oh, let one through.
Oh!
Legendary AI
I'm
could not be stopped.
I'm just... My eyes are on chat right now. I'm just waiting for the comments to come through. Legendary AI cannot be stopped.
Nice
So now,
pass.
so you said that you were going to play this for a little bit. I'm guessing now it's until you are at least 2 goals up. So there's the comeback from Antoine straight away.
There we go. We got
Not
one
losing
goal
AI.
with Rivellino.
By the way,
Hey,
we
do you
have
see
these
that?
little
Like,
sparks
fake
coming
shot on
out.
return?
Check this out. Nice. And look at the little sparks coming out here at the goal stanchion. Added this little effect here just to spice things up a little bit.
All right, so I think we kind of got a look there. And then I know there's a lot of people asking about a certain player on the Brazil team. I don't have any information on that, but... 2-1. Oof.
But that's what you want. You want it to be a challenge. It's a tournament. That's good.
Exactly. So we're just going to jump out of this because I don't want to lose by too much more. But as you can see here, there are some quests for playing through it. So we're just going to check those out real quick. If you guys remember from previous tournaments, it's always kind of a fun thing is playing the World's Game Tournament with different teams. So, and with different difficulties. So you can see this one, win the championship in world class or higher difficulty with a 3-star lower team. That's a fun one. Different ones here for semi-pro, world class. So you complete all of these, get rewards, but I think this nice logo, if you can complete all of it, it'll be a nice little badge of honor to have and say, I played the tournament mode, I won with these teams. It'll be a really fun one to go to. So we can just forfeit out of this again, and it kind of shows what you've done. And then you can come in, play again, choose different teams. I think we were seeing a lot of the chat asking about Indonesia, so we're just going to showcase the squad just so that chat can see what we're working with in the Indonesian team. So we're not going to go through all of these teams here, but...
Yeah, but I know there's something that Indonesian players have been excited for a while now, so there'll be more information about the collaboration with the Indonesian national team coming out later today, but you'll be able to play as the current Indonesian national team in the World's Game Tournament. And it is a 3-star team, so you'll be able to attempt one of the quests in doing so as well.
That'll be a fun challenge. All right, chat. So that was a look at the World's Game Tournament. So this is the tournament mode, which is going live in about 2.5 hours once maintenance is complete. The World's Game Live event, if we look here at the calendar, that's actually starting next week. like the live event with like the player items you can earn. So UTOTS is this week, then the week after is the Worlds game. But you'll be able to play the tournament starting in about 2.5 hours, which will be really exciting. So I think some other little bits before we jump back into playstyles was, while we're on the topic of national teams, we did want to showcase a new nation story, Brazil. We did answer the correct trivia question, so a little bit of an early look if you were stumped on this trivia one. But like with previous nation stories, you're going to be playing PvE matches to earn yourself rewards and shards and a lovely animated logo at the end of it. And then the gallery here, Brazilian players. Most of these guys made the team or are legends, so this is kind of a fun one here. And as we saw in previous weeks, there's Italy, there's England. So a lot of fun items here. If UTOTS isn't really what you're looking for, then check out a nation story. And then the last little bits here as well was just around the challenge mode. So there's going to be a couple new challenge modes here. Notably, there is these road to the final for Arsenal and PSG. So complete some matches, get an Arsenal player. Oh. Same thing, PSG. So kind of a fun little one to prepare yourself ahead of the Champions League final. And I guess on that topic, chat, who is your pick to win the Champions League final? Who do you think is going to take it home? It's a big one. I mean, on one hand, you have Arsenal coming off Premier League, first Premier League in 22 years, and then PSG, defending champs. On one hand, I kind of want to see Arsenal do it, but I just don't see how PSG don't just control the midfield. So I'm curious, Timo and Fish, who are you guys leaning towards?
If I can go first, I think that Arsenal has a lot of momentum. I think they believe in themselves. But I think you're right. PSG seems just so deep in their roster, and they have been confident. They know how to win. They know how to win finals. So I think they're just such a strong team, and their attacking lineup is really good. It's kind of obvious choice, but I'm leaning towards PSG, I guess. I mean, I would be happy either way. I'm impartial here. I would be happy for either team. But PSG on paper just seems stronger. Just again, based on their experience on how to win a final, I think that makes a big difference.
You have to understand. You have to understand, I'm one of those people that has been provoking my Arsenal friends for the last 4 seasons, including this season until they won, where they finally gotten revenge on me for provoking them for so long. So you know what I have to say? I think as much as I think PSG is going to be a lot stronger in the midfield, I think defensively and up front, I think Arsenal might have an edge. So, I'll give it to my Arsenal friends this time around. I think they might take it.
I mean, it's going to be a great game regardless. It'll be a lot of fun. And I think if you go into the challenge mode, get yourself a couple players from that matchup, and then obviously see what happens. So we're going to bring back some of the play styles to go through those, Timo. Review kind of the last bits of those, as well as a few little gameplay improvements. And then, chat, we're going to have quick match. We're going to play a match with these UTOTS players. It's looking like it's TAC against Antoine, and we'll be able to test those out. So stick around to see how quick match works. I think that's going to be a really fun one. But back to you, Timo, to walk us through more of these play styles and what they mean.
Yeah, and I apologize. I'll probably go too deep in these, and definitely good that we switched it up a little bit as well to look at the World's game. So let me quickly go through the last couple of playstyles. So clinical finisher, mentioned it before, it means faster and more accurate shooting inside the box for your regular shot. So just pressing the shoot button or a straight gesture swipe. It's going to be very accurate and good and really elevate that control again to be more useful. Next slide, please. Penalty expert. I think anyone who has taken a penalty kick or was in a shootout sometimes struggled with accuracy, and there's 2 important changes here. Number 1, they're more accurate and faster, so it's easier to shoot into the top or bottom corner but as something else that's really cool. So at level 2, you get this little red dot, and I'm sure many of you have played the skill game or any skill game with a penalty kick, and you get this little red dot, which is supposed to be a little bit of a training, a trainer, visual feedback. You get this now in the playstyle, which means when you swipe and you see where you're shooting, you can still change your mind during the run-up and maybe swipe a different way, whether you want to, deke out the keeper, or you just realize, oh, my shot is not going where it wants to go. And so this is a cool little thing that only the playstyle has. Next slide, please. Chip shot. I know there's a bunch of content creators out there who love to do a chip shot, and I think they will really appreciate this playstyle. Essentially, we built a brand new trajectory, and the best way to illustrate that is if we could play the video. So, of course, it has higher accuracy, but the real star of this playstyle is the trajectory. So if we could play the video. So on the right side, you see with the playstyle, the trajectory is much more driven, lower. It almost has no spin, like it's just kind of static, and allows you to kind of dip the ball over the keeper quite easily, even at a high power. On the left side, you see it without the playstyle, and the way it was before, you can see that especially at higher powers and long distance, you do get a lot of backspin, and it kind of floats over the goal. And so with the playstyle, I anticipate to see some cool long distance chip shots being scored. Next slide, please. Anticipate. Mentioned it before, but this allows you to do faster tackles, more accurate tackles, and we're going to address some of the issues that tackles had, like not getting the ball back, but I will show this in more detail in a few more slides later. So essentially, this means you will tackle faster and retain the ball, both at level 1 and level 2. Next slide, please. Guardian is essentially the extension of that for a hard tackle. Same idea, faster, more accurate, and retaining the ball. And of course, because it's a hard tackle, you're coming in with a lot of force, it can often lead to the dribbler falling after the tackle, allowing you to pick up the ball easily. So let's go to the next one. This is very important. So there's this thing called tackle back, which means if you do a tackle, you often don't actually get the ball back. There's multiple reasons for this. The first one is the tackle kick distance. So as you can see on the left side, this is before the update. If you tackle often, the ball gets kicked really far. And in most cases, an opponent player will pick it up. And so with the update and playstyles, I'm going to make this very clear. It's not just for playstyles. It's also just for regular players. We have reduced that kick distance. So you can clearly see you're coming in with that tackle, the force, but the ball is basically right there for you to pick it up. And that will reward good defending and create less kind of chaotic situations, especially in the midfield. So again, this is for every player, but the play styles enhance that effect even further. Next slide, please. Oh, sorry, if we could show the second tackle video. My apologies. Yes. So this is something I'm sharing with you guys, which is quite detailed. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to ensure there's no misunderstandings, or when you see a replay, you might be confused. So in another issue with tackle back is that there's a lot of messy collisions. And as you can see on the left side, often you do a great tackle, but then the ball collides back into the dribbler and then into the dribbler's path. This happens especially with skill moves. And I think you all know the situation and felt kind of unfair. And so we need to remind ourselves, yes, we are an authentic game that tries to have simulation, but we're also a video game. And we need to make sure that our game is fair, consistent, and rewards user skill. And especially in the competitive world of head-to-head. So if you now look at the right side, you'll notice two things. We allow the tackler to blip through the dribbler at some point, or in this case, the ball collision with the dribbler is disabled. So both the ball and the tackler can blip through the dribbler in certain instances. You can see that here. I hope the video is clear enough. So leg collisions, or here the ball, We slow down now here. You can see the ball, and the red player will blip through him. And this is as designed. So this is not any kind of form of a bug or something. This is as designed. And here you can see how we blip the leg through the defender. Again, the goal is to create less messy collisions and chaotic situations, reward good defending, and just, yeah, be more stable as we approach also a more esports scenery. Next slide, please. Accelerator essentially is the answer to rapid. So without the ball, the player will sprint. So this doesn't matter if he's on an attacking run or on defense chasing down the attacker. It allows you to have faster acceleration without the ball, the same way essentially, and then level 1 and 2 just give a different kind of boost to that and how fast it accelerates. Of course, again, this is based primarily on your acceleration attribute. Next slide, please. We've got a video to actually showcase that. So regular, you can see on the left side, you're chasing down, but you cannot really catch the dribbler because he's got a head start. But with the playstyle, you can now actually catch him and get ahead in some cases. And if you guys played the limited beta, and I think there were certain, I think we had a Marcelo, if I remember correctly, he can really chase down those players, or as now we've seen in the Utah's Lorente, for example, he's going to be very good. And so it's going to really help you chase down any kind of player going on a run, and it is the answer to rapid. Next slide, please.
So, Timo, the accelerator playstyle, like you said, is kind of the counter to rapid if you're a defender. Is that the general summary of this playstyle? Okay.
That's correct. I mean, it's not just that, but I think if you're struggling to catch someone like Mbappe, accelerator will help you with that. I mean, generally, it just makes any player faster without the ball. So it's not just defending, right? Like if you send that player on a run, for example, he'll be faster anytime he runs or accelerates without the ball. But especially on defense, it will help you to chase down any attacker, especially the likes of Mbappe and Lamine Yamal.
Oh, that's great. I think we've got a few more here to get through, right? With precision header, and then I think we had bruiser and a couple of the goalie ones. But we can get through these ones, get some questions from the chat, and then I think Tack and I were just getting ready to get our quick match going, so we can see these in action. So let's get through.
Perfect.
The next
Sorry, yeah, I'm
here,
rambling on.
No, it's exciting stuff. Let's get into it.
Considering we have a longer downtime, you guys can just hang out with us here. We talk about gameplay details and all the kinds of stuff. But yeah, I'll try to get through these quicker. Precision header, as the name suggests, makes your headers more accurate and faster. And I think the important thing to mention here is this is for any kind of header, not just like shooting, but also passing headers. Now, in combination with whip cross, we will need to monitor this. But essentially, this gives you just more accuracy on your headers. It also makes clearances more accurate, by the way, which often have a lot of inaccuracy. So you can your header clearances, like with Blanc, for example, right? You will be able to put them far and wide with accuracy. Next slide, please. Bruiser, I think this might be one of the most meta playstyles that we will have because it triggers a lot. So anytime you're in a jostle, in a battle with another player, this playstyle will trigger. So jostling means you're, side by side, you're battling for position. This could be while you're dribbling. Maybe in when you're inside the box and you're waiting for the cross, you're battling for position. The bruiser will initiate. And essentially, it gives you more strength during these physical battles. And level 2 just increases that effect more. Let's look at some videos to showcase that because, again, it works for both dribbling and defending. So the first case is dribbling. On the left side, you see regular without the play style. So often, I think you know this situation. The defender comes in from behind. It forces you to have a heavy touch while dribbling. The ball gets away. You're kind of getting off balance, and you struggle to keep possession. But with Bruiser, you kind of be able to just withstand that kind of physical battle and kind of keep possession, keep your balance, and then score. So I can imagine in the future, maybe there's going to be player items that have bruiser and clinical finishing. Those could be quite impactful to the game. So this is just that you can just be stronger and your physical attributes are like elevated to a higher level to withstand any kind of physical battles coming at you. Next video, please. Now we look at it from the defensive side. So imagine here, you're the blue player. On the left side, you're trying to get into him, trying to jostle, get in front, but you can't. But with Bruiser, you now easily, I say this in, not super easily, but easier than before, be able to kind of step in front, push the player off the ball. And this is also a very impactful playstyle, I think, especially for center defensive midfielders and, well, defenders in general. Next slide, please. We're almost done. Relentless, super easy, quickly. It just gives you a less fatigue throughout the game, so your player will have more energy throughout the game, and your stamina recovery is increased during halftime. It's pretty cool, like when you have the halftime initiate, you'll see a little icon above the player showing how he's recharging, so it's quite cool. We'll see this when we go into the gameplay, how these icons appear above a player. Next slide, please. Now with the goalkeeper, so this is the last category. There's two play styles. This one is called Deflector. And again, this addresses a big issue we have in the game where your keeper makes a save and puts it right back into the opponent's path and lots of rebound goals being scored. And so essentially, the Deflector will do two things. One, it will deflect the ball wide, so to the sideline, away from the danger area. And it also deflects it far, so far away. Let's look at some videos to really illustrate that. So on the left side, regular. I think all of you have experienced this. Your keeper makes a save, deflects it right in the path of the attacker, easy rebound goal. Really frustrating because you cannot really control that, and it happens quite often in the game. But with Deflector, you can see the exact same situation where the keeper either deflects it really far away or in some cases even to a teammate, to a safe area. So get it out of the harm's way, away from goal, just get it out of there, allow for no chance of rebound goals. I think this is going to be a very good play style that, helps with these frustrations and creates more balance in the game. Next slide, please. The last one, rush out. As the name suggests, this allows your keeper to rush out faster, so he's sprinting out faster. It's almost like the accelerator of goalkeepers. And then also he has increased auto tackle range. So when he comes at you with high pace, he also has an increased tackle ability, allowing you or your keeper to challenge the attacker. And that summarizes all the 18 play styles we're launching with the Ultimate Team of the season. And again, we're super excited to bring this to you, how it will change the gameplay, how it will change your team building, how it will just really push gameplay to the next level. And for me, it's really a new era. And also what it means for player items. So this is a big moment for us on FC Mobile. And super excited for you to try it out. And just, how much time is left? 2 hours, 2.5 hours? It's going to be very exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Timo, for running us through that. And I think what better way to see all of that awesome info in action is a quick match with Utah's players between myself and Tack. So we're going to pull up the gameplay feed again here. We're going to show you how quick match works, which has been a highly requested mode for a while. There's already kind of friendlies you can set up, but quick match is here in the play area. And what you do is you can actually choose a head-to-head match as your team or a classic team. So, and there's also the choice of extra time and penalties when you're playing against your friends. So really exciting. I'm going to create a match here just to show. And you can actually go and choose any of the national teams as well as any of the teams that are licensed in-game. So let's say I want to play against Tack as Real Madrid. I go and choose them. I would invite him. He could then choose whatever national team or club team he wanted, and we can play a match together that could even go 2 extra times and penalties. So same thing here. Let's say I just want to pick, let's go and pick Germany for this one. I could pick it, invite it. He can take any team as well. So just an example there. Also the match ID, the way it works, you can send this to your friends through text, through WhatsApp, through whatever messaging, and they can jump into FC Mobile, drop that ID into the quick match area, and then you join the room. So it's a really simple way of playing against your friends and to set up really like a kickoff mode in mobile. So we're really excited to do this. For the sake of this explanation, though, we're going to use our teams. So my team here to use Utah's. We're going to try to make it to penalties. I think that would be kind of cool. I'm going to create a match here. So I made a new match lobby, and I'm going to invite Tack to this with a match ID, which is 724338. So Tack is obviously listening on stream. He's moderating. He should be able to hear, and he joins my my quick match lobby. So this is a really awesome way to quickly get your friends to jump in and play. And he has Brazil as his logo, but he's got Utah's players. He's ready to go. Let's click start and let's jump into the game. Show you how quick match works. Just gonna go ready here. And it's essentially a head-to-head match, so be really fun. Really fun here. So there's a poll as well in chat. You can vote on who you think is going to win. It's going to be a close one. But looking forward, Timo and Fish, for you guys to narrate this one, commentate.
I mean, there's a right answer in that poll and a wrong answer. So, but whoever set that as the options is fantastic. All right, Timo, let's go through this match. Ant1 taking on Tack. Ant1 in the white kit. Tack's going to be in the black kit. It's going to be Ant1 on the first attack, dribbling around midfield first. Already getting spams over from Tack, so now making a break over towards the offense, trying to dribble through with that trickster playstyle on the wing. Looking for an opportunity to break in. Tack still holding back a little bit and waiting for the right time to make that tackle, and he does. Now starting a tack of his own.
I do need to ask, Antoine, did you get a chance to rank up and train the players? Just for reference? Oh, nice finish. Ooh. Wow.
Tack pulling ahead nice and early there. Able to get a nice breakthrough off of his first attack. Pushing it through.
Dink pass, by the way.
There. Very nice dink pass.
To answer your question, Timo, they aren't... there's only, I think, Mbappe who has training on them or ranks. The rest of them are base, okay. So we're going to rely on the power play styles for this one. But attributes, though,
okay, just to
play a big role.
Just to manage expectations as we review this, because as I said before, attributes is really what fuels the effect of a play style. So if something maybe doesn't look as powerful or fast, it might be related to that.
Quick wing back from the corner there for Ant1. Now he's going to be able to take that corner kick. Whips it into the box. Ooh. And a bicycle kick off the post, unfortunately. That would have been beautiful. But just not quite there. Attack immediately rubbing the salt in with the spam of emotes. Passing it back now.
You can see the rapid play style here really shining, like just catching up easily on players.
Messi now on the edge of the box.
You could see also the short kick distance on the tackle. Oh, here's Mbappe.
Doesn't quite get the pass back towards midfield, so now Tack is going to go on his offense. Passing it through. Messi with the ball over to the right wing now. Pedri looking for a way to get into the box. Has some players on the outside of the pitch. Nice little short pass there. A little bit slow. Doesn't get intercepted. But still holding on nice and easy. Trying to cut through. Doesn't go for the shot just yet. Goes for a long shot instead. That's easily deflected. And one struggling to try and pull this one back. Gets intercepted now inside the box with Messi. Still holding on here. Tackled back. That's going to be the end of the first half. Tack going up 1-0.
I think Tack has Haaland as a center back, if I saw that correctly. Maybe that's the strategy.
Oh, goodness. putting the physical striker up as a center back.
Yeah, the bruiser. Exactly.
Well, with the new skill points that you could add, maybe he's added those defense skill points over to Haaland as well.
Yes, you can, actually.
Yeah, that is definitely Haaland being played as a centre-back at the moment.
Oh, great pass.
All over. Beautiful one. Goes for the swipe shot, but intercepted.
DiMarco doing his job. I think, Antoine, you need to go for some Mbappe run.
I know. I need a little bit of a wake-up call here.
Well, Ant1 said that he's going to take us all the way till penalties. He's going to get one more for that. Through pass coming through, trying to get on the edge of the box. Not quite there. Now Ronaldo on the edge of the box here for Tack, trying to cut through and see if he can use that power shot. Doesn't get it. Just passes it back to Messi. Rice to Messi, still dribbling on the edge of the box. Ronaldo with a power shot gets intercepted. I do hope we get to see one of those and see how strong that power shot from Cristiano Ronaldo is in the game, especially with 157 base stats on that power shot. He's going for it now.
Oh, there it is. Oh my God.
Edge of the post again.
Oh my.
That's in
That
this
was
game
fast.
alone, that's two beautiful shots that have come off the edge of the post. Really showing that you have to control that power meter now as well. You have to be quite accurate with it.
This is it,
Kane
Antoine.
trying to
You want to go to
chip this one
penalties? You
through.
got to score here.
Messi
Got the
getting
finesse.
into
He's got the
box.
finesse. Oh, anticipate.
Gets
Doing his job.
intercepted, and that
Here comes
might
the
be
counter.
it. 90 minutes on the clock. Counter attack from Tack. He might try and get one more through pass coming through. Doesn't get there. Nice slide tackle. That's going to be the end of the match. 1-0 to Tack. Oh, not yet. Actually, Tack still has a chance here.
One
Goes
more.
for the cross in. Is there enough time? Not enough. 1-0.
GG.
This is the best of
Tack.
three.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was a great match. We got to see the Ronaldo power shot. We got to see the bicycle kick as well. That was fantastic.
GG Tack.
And you may have noticed underneath the radar, there's a little extra icon now to see the play styles your player has equipped, so you can always see at a glance quickly what play styles does my player have if you don't remember them.
So we're going to try a second match here where we're just going to pick national teams. I assume Tack's going to pick Brazil. So let's go and pick Spain. Well, actually, was
That's a good
Tack going
one.
to invite me to this one? Okay, I think Tack was going to invite me to this one. So I'm going to quit out of the lobby and I'll put in the match ID when he creates one, just so we can show both sides of it.
Oh, nice. So this is how we get to penalties. Through the second match.
So 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 4. Here we go. So let's go. I'm going to pick Spain for this one.
It's going to be a great feature if you plan a tournament with your friends or something, or with your community, your league. It's going to be fun just to organize matches with this new feature.
I think even just for me, it's something that for a long time when I've met up with my friends, we'd sit on the couch, we'd play FC on the console. Now we could just play FC Mobile on the couch as well. Use that quick match to quickly get into the game, use a classic team and not have to worry too much about changing our squads or changing things around. I really like that. That's something that I feel like I grew up doing with FC on console, and now I can do it on mobile just as quickly. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, we do have the rematch now between Tack and Antoine. I wanted to ask you though, Timo, what is a playstyle that you are really excited for? Because you've got to work on all of them. You've got to see them a lot more than we have. Which is the one that excites you the most?
I will say there's one that excites me in terms of game balance, which is Anticipate, because it brings just balance and less chaotic play to the whole experience. So I'm actually excited for it just in terms of the whole experience. If you ask me in terms of the effect, it's probably Power Shot, no? I mean, it's just fun to do a Power Shot. I'd say Power Shot and Clinical Finisher, they feel really good.
Well, we got to see the power shot from Cristiano Ronaldo in that last match, and that did look quite deadly. Now going into the second game between Antoine Attack. Antoine now on the offense, tries to go for a lobbed pass over the back line. Doesn't quite get it. Attack still making a mess of the defense over here as he tries to cut through on the right wing. But good tackles from Antoine. I know I make a lot of jokes about a lot of the plays that the two of them have been making so far, but if I was to go into a head-to-head against either of them, I think I'd lose 9-0 at this point in time. I have nowhere near any sort of control like they do at this point. Nico Williams now on the wing, cuts back, very nice cut back, passes into the box, but it does get tackled away by Tack. Looking for a counter-attack. He does have one player up front looking for a through pass. A little bit slow, but might still get it. Holding it back, going for the through pass again. Trying to get it into the edge of the box. Keeper's coming out. Gets saved and deflected for a corner.
Tack is playing like Spain. He's playing the tiki-taka.
Nothing doing from this corner, and immediately Antoine's going to try and go for a very, very quick counter-attack. Try to go for the through ball, but intercepted by Tack as he knocks it out to the dugout. Intercepted again, so Tack might have the final attack of this game with 43 minutes on the clock. No, one back by Antoine. One straight back by Tack. Going for the through ball, a minute of added time. Doesn't quite get it down the wing, so that should be the end of the first half, 0-0.
I just want to shout out some of the comments I'm seeing. I agree. My play has been very disappointing, but respect to some of the memes in Discord that I've been seeing coming through.
Well, you still have your chance here. Going for the through ball, doesn't get it. Tack's going to win back the ball. Playing from the back here. Passing through to the center. Now moving it out to the wing. Nice little dummy pass there. Gets it back over towards the center of the pitch. Good interception this time by Antoine, but can't quite keep hold of the ball as Tack's got it once again on the wing. But not that hard of a pass to get it into the center before getting intercepted by Antoine. Now it's his chance, attacking straight down the middle. Looking for a chance to maybe shoot here. Still has the ball on the edge of the box.
Ooh.
Cuts back. Goes for the shot but over the bar.
That was my one
That was a
chance.
great build-up.
That was it.
Dribbling past so many people, but couldn't quite get the finish there.
It might have been the finesse tuning there.
I was going to say,
much power.
I noticed that.
Yep.
That was very different than the normal finesse feel.
Yep.
I feel like once the game goes back up, I am going to struggle for a couple of days to get used to that too. Seems like Tack's be able to get some sort of early heads up here. He knocks it out for a throw-in. Still 0-0. Substitutes are coming on. All right, let's see if Antoine can do it again. He was able to dribble through so many players the first time round. Now looking to do the same. Pedri. Players going for a run on the left wing, but decides to keep it in the center for now. Now on the edge of the box. Gets it over towards the deep in the box. Passes through. Can't get the finish. Intercepted and saved.
Tack is putting on a clinic here in defending.
Oh, looks like anyone might have one final attack. 89 minutes on the clock. I say that. Tack wins back the ball. Now he might have it with 2 minutes at a time. Has to get it deep enough for the referee to continue play. Nico Williams out of stamina, but trying to bring it down. This could be the final chance. Cutting back. Looking to maintain possession. The edge of the box.
Great pass.
Gets it over. Can he get the shot? Not yet. Intercepted by Tack, but still has the ball. Is this the shot here? Yes, it is! Right at full time, the final shot comes through for 1-0. I
feel like this is setting up for game 3 to then go to penalties. That's where it's all setting up to.
And we can't see tax inputs because we're watching from your perspective here, but I did notice it looked a lot different from what I was used to when it came to how much power you're putting into your shots. I thought those were going in for the times that you've hit the crossbar or the times that it's gone way over the crossbar, even in that last match. That to me felt so different.
Yeah, I do want to
So
emphasize
I just
though,
wanted-
that's also heavily related to attributes, right? So I'm not sure how high the attributes of these player items are, or when you train them or rank them up, that will be helping you to keep the ball lower, essentially. So just something to keep in mind.
So I'm going to pick Indonesia here for the third and final game of the matchup against TAC.
Yes.
TAC, you can pick whatever national team you want to pick. Just figured this would be a good one to end up on.
No pressure. You're just going up against Brazil here, Antwan.
Easy work.
No, her attack might swap out.
Turkey, nice.
Oh, Uzbekistan? Alrighty. We've got ourselves
Okay,
a
I like
matchup
that.
here for the third and final game.
Well, it's the decider. It's 1-0 to TAC in the first game, 1-0 to Antwan in the second game, the end of full time as well. Indonesia against Uzbekistan for the deciding match. I can see a lot of players spamming the Indonesian flag in the chat as well. I believe this is the first time we're going to be able to see the Indonesian national team on FC Mobile play for the first time. Antwan, you're the first person that gets to showcase it as well.
Wow, it's quite an honor being able to play with this team first on FC Mobile.
We're off. Antwan with the first possession here from kickoff. So far, it seems like his strategy has been to either go for a lob through pass or to try and cut through as many defenders as possible in the center of the box. Now trying to go from a pass to the wing, but intercepted by TAC. TAC still strong with his defense inside the box. He's now looking for a counter-attack of his own. He's got a couple of players up front. Lots of Ant1 players are still tracking back. Switches sides over to the left. Has a winger that's trying to go through. Now Ant1 still trying to dribble down the middle. Holding on to possession. TAC's been trying to win it back, but can't quite get the ball back at his possession. Ant1's got on the edge of the box. Cuts through. He's got a good shot opportunity here over the crossbar.
You saw the power though, like red power. Yeah, those are the changes.
Yeah,
of
that's gonna
course, we'll
take some
monitor
getting
this.
used to.
Yeah, we'll monitor this obviously, but we do believe as you get better players and play styles will help with this too. Let's see how this settles, but it will, take some time getting used to.
And one again inside the box. This time it goes in. Sneaks through the goalkeeper. Just low and slow, but it's enough to get past the goalkeeper, and he's 1-0 up.
A little deflection maybe as well. Yeah.
Whenever I score those kind of goals in division rivals, I get so happy. It's like, there's no way that should have gone in. It was too slow. But just low enough for the goalkeeper to not be able to reach it in time.
That's football. Every goal counts.
Well, TAC's got an opportunity here. Almost 40 minutes into the first half. Taking his time, trying to pass it around the edge of the box. Sticking on the right wing for now. Tries to drive that one back. But it's counter from Antwan. He's got some players up front. But that's it for the first half. 1-0 up. Well, if we want to go to penalties, now it's pressures on TAC to equalize. I do have to respect TAC's emote game, though. Every time something happens, there's an emote that comes up. Okay, Tack with the first possession from kickoff. Doesn't get a good pass there to get closer to the box, and that one's going to get another chance here, but unfortunately knocks the ball straight back to Tack. Can't quite get the tackle. He's got a couple of players up front. This might be the chance for the equalizer. On the edge of the box, still dribbling around though. Goes for the shot out wide. Long shot from Tack, but unfortunately not on target. It's a good attempt though. Antwon's now got a chance from the goal kick, pushing it up forward. Looking for the pass, but intercepted by Tack. Playing the ball from out back.
All right, Tack, let's get a goal. Let's go to extra time and penalties.
Tech may want to switch to attacking mentality at this point. All or nothing. Oh, the fake shot.
The box keeper's coming out. Oh, no. Antwon's pulled his keeper out for a second.
The bait and switch.
That might have actually helped in a second. Corner comes in. Tax maintain possession on the edge of the box. Passes into the box. But Antwon's going to be able to pick it up. Still holding on to possession here, but Tax again won it back. 10 minutes left. Passing forward. Goalkeeper's looking like he wants to rush out. He's open net! Can he get it in? No, he can't! It's gone wide again!
Gifts.
Come on, Tack, I'm giving it to you here. Take us to extra time.
He's got another chance. Goalkeeper's rushed out! The keeper's rushed out and saved it outside of the 18-yard box. 2 minutes left. Keeper's going for it again. He saved it again while coming off of his line.
Take us to extra time. Let's
Indonesian
go.
national team's
No!
goalkeeper
I think you might-
is an absolute hero.
GG.
Timo, I think the gameplay team's going to have to look into nerfing the Indonesian national team goalkeeper who just could save everything off his line, apparently.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was great.
That was funny.
Oh, that was fun. So that was a look, chat, at Quick Match. Obviously, if you want to go to extra times and penalties, make sure that your goalie isn't as good as the Indonesian goalie. But no, that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Tack for jumping on. No, it's late at his time, but I guess overall that was kind of the run through of everything in the update. I think latest we had was in 2 hours time. Will be done maintenance. But I guess just like if you're joining us here, or just like a quick refresher, Utah's players are going to be in exchanges, so heads up on that. And we have the tournament mode we looked at, playstyles are coming in, quick match we just looked at, nation story, challenge mode for UCL final, so a lot going on. This is a jam-packed stream, almost at 2 hours here. So just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. You can go back and watch other parts of the stream. Lots of awesome info from Timo taking us through playstyles. And it was just really great to be in the chat with you guys. A lot of fun. And I hope you guys all had a great time too in the chat. And I think we're all going to have a good time in the World's update. The World's game update. So with that said, I think we can call it on the stream today. Thank you so much, Timo. Thank you so much, Fish. Thank you so much, community. We will see you guys in-game in about 2 hours' time. For everything else, stay posted to our socials. But take care, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.